important feature that went out with CISA 6.0 called cluster templates. What happens in cluster templates is we can predefine the cluster libraries and which can be used later during a particular sizing. So for an example, let's say I'm going through a sizing and I created my scenario, and very quickly I add a workload. Now this is, for example, our database Oracle. I can select Oracle from here, and this is the Oracle workload. So for this exercise, we'll just skip that, give the name for the cluster, and then go to save and review cluster. Now on this page, currently you see there are all the default settings for the cluster, but I can have some preference for the model. For example, I would like to go with an all NVMe platform, a new feature solution lead time, which came recently. So I would say I want the ones which are available, which is green. Even CPU wise, since it's Oracle, I would like to go with something which is 3 gigahertz and above, for example, a hot processor. And I could have any other settings for even the utilization of thresholds. So for example, the thresholds, I decide to make it a little higher here. And now I can hit apply and get my solution. But before doing that, what I can do, as you can see on the top right, save as template and use cluster templates. These are the new features. So all this setting I can save for myself for my future use. So this was a database, so I can call it as Oracle template or Oracle template 1, and I save it. So this saves that particular setting for me. Every time I want to do a database sizing or Oracle sizing, I can then use it, and I'll show that too. But here what it does, it saves it, and I can hit apply and go ahead doing my usual business, that is sizing for this particular Oracle scenario, and it gives me my solution. So this will be standard. Now, what I would like to show is how do we use it. So I am doing another Oracle sizing, maybe for the same or a different customer, and some demo opportunities. And this is a time when I don't have to redo all these settings again. So I do add my Oracle over here, but I don't have to. And this is the Oracle cluster. I give it a cluster name. Okay, I have to select the Oracle as the workload. It creates a dedicated cluster. Okay. And then I go to save and review cluster. Now I know I prefer 8070 NX platform, CPU 3 gigahertz, my preference for thresholds, and any other settings, even my lead time, I would want the ones only which are green, which has a earlier ship date. All of this. So instead of redoing all of the settings there, now this time what I can do is use cluster templates. And you see I created an Oracle template 1. I can select this and hit apply. So instead of all the default settings, it will take my preferred setting, what I like to go for when it's databases. So it has selected this platform, selected 25 business days lead time, the CPU with 3 gigahertz minimum, and all of that. And I can hit apply and get the solution. So that's essentially cluster templates. And the objective here is to be able to leverage and do things quickly and remember my settings for my future use. It could be based on workload like VDI or Oracle, or it could be based on a customer. A customer has certain preference of settings, and I can just save it by that customer name. And every time I'm sizing for that customer, I just import the settings which I have saved for them. And while I'm doing this, there are two options to use the cluster templates. One is my own defined one, as you can see here. There is also an expert library. So these are the settings very similar to cluster template. So the difference is instead of the user defined, these are defined by the experts. Working with the experts, we have come up with these settings. So for example, for VDI, you see here VDI bronze, silver, gold. And if you hover over, it gives a definition of what gold or a bronze means. And those are especially related to the user experience, and then accordingly the density varies. Similarly, for databases or Oracle, you have those small, medium, and large, and the settings vary. So either users can use the expert library or their own defined templates. So that's about this quick demo. Thank you.